Hello everyone, in this video we will be talking about graphing order pairs on coordinate plane. Okay, so write that down. This is your learning target. Okay, and so let's start by labeling parts of our coordinate plane, kind of refresh our memory. So the coordinate plane consists of two number lines. So they intersect. One line is horizontal line, and we call this number line axis, x-axis. The other number line goes up and down and is vertical. So we call this axis y-axis. So x-axis and y-axis. The point of intersection of this axis calls origin. Okay. So when these two number lines or axes intersect, they create four parts, and they are called quadrants. So quadrant number one is your upper right quadrant, okay? And if you draw a C through your coordinate plane and go counterclockwise, so if you follow along the C, you will come across quadrant number two in the upper left corner. As you keep following it, you will come across quadrant number three, bottom left corner, and at quadrant number four. Okay. So when we plot points on coordinate plane, we plot them using ordered pairs. Or coordinate pairs, or order pairs or coordinate pairs. So you will always be giving two numbers, one for x and one for y. In the first quadrant, our x is positive and y is positive because positive numbers go to the right from 0 on the x-axis and negative numbers are on the left from the origin on the x-axis. And on the y-axis, your numbers are positive up, going up, and they're negative going down. So in the first quadrant, both of your values, x and y, will be positive. In quadrant number two, x will be negative. Let's rewrite that. X will be negative value and y is positive. In quadrant number three, both x and y are negative. And in quadrant number four, x will be positive number and y will be a negative number. So again, the order pair is two numbers written in a certain order, and they're placed inside parentheses. And it looks like this. So 4, 5 put in parentheses is an order pair. So those are used to show the position of a point on the graph. Okay, and in your order pair, the first number is always the x. And the second number in the order pair is the y, okay? And x gets plotted on the horizontal line, y gets plotted on the vertical line. So x and y also have other names they can be referred to, okay? And x is your domain, x is an input, and x is also an independent variable. Y is range, output, and dependent variable. So what is domain? Domain is x. What is input? Input is x. What is independent variable? Well, independent variable is also x. Same thing for y. What is range? If I ask you what's range? Well, range is the y value. Same thing as output and dependent variable. They're just y values. You don't have to worry about it just yet, but we will be definitely using it throughout this unit. So how do we plot points on a coordinate plane? So first of all, we would start off at the origin, okay? And as we said, to the right, values are positive on the x-axis, and to the left from the origin, the values are negative on the x-axis. On the y-axis, values are positive going up and negative going down. So to plot 4 and 6, I would have to start at the origin. 4 is positive, so I'm going to go in the positive directions. 4 units on the x-axis, and then from this point I will go 6 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is where my point A is located. So 4, 6. You always want to name your point and write down coordinates of it right next to it. Okay, so and all these dots I'm doing in between to connect the points, don't plot them on your graph. This is just me showing you my thinking process. And if you put dots or connecting lines for every single point, it gets really, really messy on your graph and it doesn't look pretty and it can get confusing. All right, so let's plot the next one. Next one is B and it's located at 6, 4. So 6 is X and it's positive, so I'm going to go to the right. And 4 is Y and Y is also positive, so I'm going to go 4 up. So 6 to the right and 4 up. So again, starting at the origin, 6 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and from here 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is point B at 6, 4. So see how both Y and X are positive and both points ended up in the first quadrant. All right, my next point is C at negative 2, 5. So negative 2, 5, if you go up to a coordinate plane, X is negative, Y is positive, so we can expect this point to be in the second quadrant. So let's see if that's the case. So 2 points to the left this time because X is negative, and 5 points still going up because it's a positive value for Y. So 1, 2, and 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Point C, negative 2, and 5. My next point is D. Both values are negative, and I know my negative X and negative Y will end up in a third quadrant. So to plot this point, I would have to start at the origin, go 3 to the left, and then go 3 down. So 3 to the left and 3 down. That's where the point D will be. And the last point we will plot together is E, 5, negative 3. X is positive, Y is negative, so we will end up in quadrant number 4. And we will go 5 to the right and 3 units down. Okay, so 5 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 down. Okay, and that's 5, negative 3. So that's how you graph. Well, the bottom line is you always want to go right or left first from the origin and then up or down as your second step to plot the points on the plane. All right, so this is when it comes to graphing from order pairs, but the order pairs can be actually represented to us in multiple ways, and one of them is just a set of order pairs, and the other way is a table of values. So table of values. So what we're going to do first, we're going to transfer this order pairs into the table, and then we'll go ahead and plot them. All right, so the first point is 4, 3. So 4 is X, 3 is Y. So I'm simply going to plot all of my X values into the X column and all of my Y values into the Y column, okay? And then the combination of two will give me an order pair. So first point is 4 and 3. So 4 goes into the X column, 3 goes into the Y column. The second point is negative 3, 2. X is negative 3, Y is 2. 0, 5. X is 0, Y is 5. 2, negative 2. X is 2, Y is negative 2. So the only things there's to do is to plot them. So we do have this 4 different pairs in the table, and we'll just go straight from the table. So 4 and 3, I'll start at the origin. My graph isn't labeled, but I'm just gonna count the steps. You can label your graph if you can number your graph if you want, but you can just count your units. So 4, 3 is 4 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 up. 1, 2, 3. So that's my first point. The next one is negative 3 and 2. So starting at the origin, negative 3, 1, 2, 3 to the left, 2 up. Whoops, let's erase that. 3, 2 up, there we go. 0, 5. So zeros can be tricky. So you have to realize that again, you're going left and right first. So how many units do you need to go left or right? Well, 0. That means you're going to stay right where you're at. And then you're going to go 5 either up or down. In this case, we're going to go 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So anytime your x is 0, your point will end up on the y-axis. Anytime your y is 0, your point will end up on the x-axis. All right, and the last point we're plotting is 2 and negative 2. So starting at the origin, 2 to the right, 2 down. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so I'm going to need you to do example number 3 by yourself, and I will show you example number 4. So in this example, we are not giving any order pairs, and we do not have any values in our table of values, but we do have points that are already plotted in our graph. So what we're going to do, we're going to take these points, we're going to record them into our table, and then we're going to list them in in a set. So my first point is I'm going to start with quadrant number 1. Just going to go in the order. So quadrant number 1. So in order for me to read this point or to identify coordinates of this point, I have to connect them to the axis. And x is always the first value, so I'm going to connect my point to the x-axis. So this is 1, 2, 2 units away. Okay, 2 units away from the 0. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4 units away on the y-axis from 0. So 2 and 4. Both values are positive. Okay, so 2 and 4 are positive. Again, try not to do any of this connecting on the graph if you can avoid it. If not, go ahead and do it. But like I said, it can get a little messy on your graph. So our first point is 2, 4. So x is 2, y is 4. Okay. Next point in the third quadrant, so I know both numbers will be negative. X and y will both be negative, so connected to your x-axis, and you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units away. So this will be negative 6, and connected to the y-axis, you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units away, and it's below 0, so 5 is also negative. Okay. Next point is located right on the y-axis. So if it's on the y-axis, if it's on the axis, I know one of the values will be 0. So we'll just see which one is 0. So connect your point to the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, blah. There we go. So we are right on the origin. That tells me that the x value is actually 0. Okay, and how far down are you on the y-axis? You are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units below the origin, so negative 7 is your y value. Okay, so my next point is 0, negative 7. And my last point, let's see, my last point, if I connect it to the x-axis, I am 1, 2, 3, 4 units away from 0 in the positive direction. So x value is positive 4. And on the y-axis, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 units below 0. That means my 7 is negative. So 4 and 7 is the coordinate of my last point. Okay. So now all we have to do is to record record our order pairs. So to show a set of something, right, like we're listing something, we're gonna use curly brackets. Okay, that's a sign in math we use for a symbol we use in math for a set of something. Then I would just simply going to write these pairs in that set. So my first order pair is 2, 4. So 2, 4, comma. My next point is -6, -5. My next point is 0, -7. And the last one is 4 and -7. So close my curly brackets to show that this is not really pretty. So this is it for my a little bit better. So this is it. So we have 4 order pairs, we have a table, and we have a graph. All right. Continue working on your paper, and please let me know if you have any questions.